Yo, what's up, bitch? No, that was fucking horrible. Okay. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is SUBCHVRGE, and today, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've been getting a lot of ads around this particular VST on my Facebook timeline called Octane, and it's been marketed as a perfect VST for people who produce hip-hop music and EDM, and those are my two favorite things to produce, so I thought I would grab it. It's only $10, which is the real kicker. I have bought $10 VSTs in the past before. They have been absolute garbage, so I don't know what to expect. I'm hoping that the sounds are quality. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I'm just going out of pocket to do this because I'm very curious about what a VST that centers around both hip-hop and EDM for $10 will bring to the table. So let's do it. Octaneplugin.com. Okay, here we are. $9.99. Not too bad. As opposed to $100? Yeah, I'll take a 90% off. Right there. Demo song. Woo! I mean, the sounds sound alright. Alright, typical little hip-hop synth. I wonder if the background elements are also from the synth. Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, man, so here we are inside of Octane. It looks like we have a bunch of different types of things. We have arpeggios, basses, bells, brass, guitars, hits and stabs, leads, organ, pads, perk, piano, keys, plucks, strings, synths, trance gates, voices, choir, woodwinds. We got so much stuff. All right, so let's go into some of these. I'm gonna test out some of these arpeggios. Dreamin'. Let's try the first one. Not bad, not bad. Legacy. I feel like this would be a little bit better if it was like stretched out a bit. Let's try multiple notes. And I'm just holding these down, so this is an arpeggiated kind of preset right here. This is nice. Let's try Snowfall. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Let's go into some other things like pads. Let's see what we got here. Trap pad? Sure. Not bad, not bad. Oh, that's cool. This could be like nice and like a little background type of element. It does seem to be a little bit hollow. Let's go into some of the leads, see what we can do. So let's try a dry lead. It seems to be a little pan to the left. Maybe it's just me, but it doesn't seem to be directly on center. Okay. Leads seem a little bit hollow. Probably not for me. I would probably use something like Lethal or Omnisphere to find a lead. The arpeggios are really cool though, especially if you hold down multiple notes. And I'm sure those could be very useful for something like more of a stretched out texture. You could create really nice background melodies with those, I feel. Hits and stabs, sure. Orchestral hit. Very synthy, very unnatural. I mean, you definitely get what you pay for, but like for $10, this is sounding not that bad. Let's head into a little bit more of the EDM kind of things like trance gates. But Diesel for breakfast. That's actually not bad. I could see us working with something like that. Let's head into strings. Let's try trap sitar. That sounds pretty cool. Oh, it's got a nice little delay on it. Not bad. All right. How about heavy strings? Are they heavy? There we go. So they're a little, again, hollow, but in terms of the actual selection we have here from sounds, it's pretty impressive for $10, I will say. Little bit of a choir. Let's try epic battle. There's 2 epic battle choirs. What's the difference? There's not too much happening in that one. It's just the same thing over again. What about Catholic choir? Yep, just like Catholicism, broken promises. So I'm really liking this synthetic choir. I feel like synthy sounds have a little bit more pull in the quality in terms of this VST, because obviously it's a VST synth, you know, so we got plenty of stuff. That's interesting. Brass layered with an 808. That could sound pretty good if you're filtering it and then waiting for it to drop. It could be kind of useful. I'd probably just utilize the brass hit by itself as opposed to doubled with the 808, but that's just me, because I would probably like to have a little bit more I'd probably like to have a little bit more creativity and a little bit more control with my 808s. But I mean, this sounds pretty good. Let's lay something down with this therapy brass. And then let's add a little bit of variation for that second one. Cool, let's bump the tempo up to 160 so we can make a little bit of a hip-hop beat here. All right. Cool. Now, let's take another instance of this. Maybe add like a nice little organ or a pad. Sure. Okay, double that up and then leave some room for that change right there. Yeah, it looks like some of these are leaning towards the left a little bit. I don't know if that's me or if that's the VST, but we can check. It says it's centered, so I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the samples play inside the DAW itself, but it says it's centered. Okay, so I did have to bump these 13 to the right to make them a bit more centered stereo-wise. It could be different, I don't know for sure, but for me, I did have to end up bumping these a little bit to the right-hand side. Let's take another instance of Octane. Maybe some nice bells on top of this would be nice. Maybe something with like not as much delay on it. Or like a shorter delay, that's nice. Sure, let's try this out. Let's lay something down. then maybe one more instance of this. Let's lay down an 808 with this as well. It looks like there's a few 808s on here. Let's try a few of these. It's not bad. Bump up the saturation of that. Let's EQ some of these. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to shift everything over here so I can have a better space to work with. That sounds pretty good. Lay this out. And I know this is a cardinal sin in hip hop, but I mainly produce EDM, and what I like to do is I like to sidechain my 808. I just feel like it gives it a little bit more of a clean mix down. So instead of that, what I'll do is I'll slap a utility down on this 808 channel. I'll hit the gain once and then make sure that this is off. You can click it, or you can also press M. And then I'll hit A to enable automation. And since the gain is the last thing we clicked on, it'll be manipulating gain automation. So I'll usually go around here where the kick starts to trail off. And then I'll put a point right there. And at the beginning of the sample, I'll just duck everything. So just bring that point all the way down there. And then I'll copy and paste this every time there's a kick, right? So there's one right there, and since we're at the looping point right here where the kick pattern starts again, I'm just going to duplicate it, and I can just duplicate it the entire way. So as opposed to this, I get this. Everybody's different. Everybody side chains, doesn't side chain however they like, and it's totally up to you. Just for me, this is how I like to do it. So since there's a little bit of clashing frequencies right here, I'm going to lower this down a little bit. You can still hear it. I think I'd just rather have this as like a nice little background element in the beat. I'm also going to bring the saturation on this 808 down a little bit. And then there's also a few clashing frequencies between the brass up here. Mainly just this one right here. I don't think that's a super clean sample. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just sweeping up here to pick out some resonant frequencies that I can duck, meaning that if there's other stuff playing alongside that, it's going to just create this really harsh and kind of like clipping sound that we don't really want because we want clean mix down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test that by playing these two together, which is this sound and this sound. And I'm going to sweep up here and see what sounds bad. And then I'm just going to duck it or put it underneath this little line right here, the 0 decibel line. Right here, like you can tell if I up the Q a little bit. There's like that little wow, 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 wow. Those are resonant frequencies. We don't want those when we're layering hip hop melodies. So I'm going to duck this a little bit right here. And you can tell it's already starting to get a little bit better in accordance with everything else. Not too bad, not too bad. So what we need now is a clap. I'm going to take a clap from Murda's pack. If you don't have Murda's pack on Splice, go grab it. It's amazing. I really like this goat clap right here. And you know what else we need? You guessed it. Hi-hats, boys. All right, so we're going to head into here. I really like all of the decap hi-hats from his Drums That Knock pack. Again, on Splice, or you can pick them up from his website. Super nice hi-hats. Crafts all his own drums from scratch. Highly recommended. I'm gonna go to the go-to. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna lay down a two-step pattern right here. Little harsh for my taste, so I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit. Maybe a nice little chant in the background, but not too loud. So this is gonna be a pretty loud sample, so I want to drag this down a little bit, maybe a lot, maybe to like -12 dB or something like that. And I think I'm gonna choose a different hi-hat. Something like that. Closed one-shot hat 6. Let's try this. Lay it out. Oh yeah, a little bit better. A little bit better. Actually, a lot better. I like that more so. Speaking of which, let's group these up a little bit. I'm going to group all these together with Control G, and these are all the melodies, right? So everything apart from the drum loop. Whoops, I actually meant to put that in, this is our sidechain 808 right here. So I'm actually going to put that in the drum group as well. Group this up a little bit. Lower the volume of that chant. And then we'll take all these hats and all these chants and keep them going over here. Keep the clap going over here. And we have our drum group. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of variation to this as well, because two-step hi-hats are fine, but I just like a little bit busier hi-hats on mine. Join, since this is 4 bars right here, let's join this together and get a nice little pattern going. So we got some variation here. And then in conjunction with the melodies, here's our final beat. So yeah. Final thoughts on Octane. It is fantastic bang for the buck. Considering the fact that it's only $10, I would recommend it on that alone. The sounds do leave a lot to be desired for me personally, but I would say only because I'm used to bigger libraries like Omnisphere and Lethal. They're a little bit higher quality in terms of what you get, but I genuinely do like what Octave has to bring to the table. For $10, it made some great sounds. I'd recommend it if you make hip-hop beats and even EDM. There's, I'm sure, some fantastic EDM presets in there that I didn't get around to listening to. In terms of the actual usability of it, for $10, I'd recommend it. So, stamp of approval. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed. I stream on Twitch every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll leave it linked down below if you want to see me cook up some hip-hop, some dubstep or crazy stuff, play some games, anything you like. I'll leave my Twitch link down below. So thanks so much for joining me on this video. Shouts out to Octane for being pretty good steal for $10. Yeah. Alright, guys, I'll check you later. Peace.